So with this diagram, we have two of the IS curves, okay, with the LM curve. So this is the initial equilibrium point here with equilibrium income Y star. So with an increase in government spending on a flatter IS curve, this will be the new equilibrium point at YF star. Okay. So if the interest rate didn't increase, then this would have been the level of income. So the distance from this Y to this Y F star is the crowding out, which is quite large. But on a steeper IS curve, the increase in government spending will shift the IS curve from here to this point, okay? IS steep to IS steep prime. So this will be the new equilibrium point here, YS star. But if the interest rate didn't increase as a result of the increase in government spending, then this would have been the level of income. This would have been the level of income. So the crowding out is measured by just from Y to YS star, from Y to YS star. So comparing the two, on the steeper IS curve, after the increase in government spending, this is the new equilibrium point. So income has increased from Y star to YS star. On the flatter IS curve, income has increased from Y star to YF star. So comparing the two, we can see that the fiscal policy on the steeper IS curve resulted in a higher income level, which is making the policy more effective on the steeper IS curve. So the fiscal policy is more effective when the IS curve is steep, when the IS curve is steep. And then for the LM curve, down to the steepness depends on, as we said already, depends on the interest elasticity of money demand. Okay. Now let's start at the equilibrium point. This is the equilibrium point with equilibrium income Y star. This is the steeper LM curve. Okay, and then this one is the flatter LM curve. So now with an increase in money supply on a steeper one, the LM curve will shift from LMS to LMS prime. So this will be the new equilibrium point. Okay. Now on the flatter LM curve, it will shift from LMF to LMF star, and this is going to be the equilibrium point with income YF star. For the steeper one, the new income level is YS star. If you look at the interest rate axis, you can see that on the steeper LM curve, after the increase in money supply, the fall in interest rate was larger than that of the flatter LM. So the larger fall in interest rate is causing this larger change, increase in income resulting from the larger increase in investment. So comparing the effects of the monetary policy on these two LM curves, we can see that the monetary policy is more effective on the steeper LM curve. With that, we are having a higher increase in the income level. So whenever the LM curve is steep, which means that money demand is interest inelastic, we go for monetary policy because monetary policy will be more effective. Right, now we are comparing fiscal and then monetary policy. What happens? Which one should we go for when the IS curve is flat and then the LM curve is steep? Now let's start from here. This is the initial equilibrium point with equilibrium income Y. Equilibrium income Y. Now, when we compare these two, we can see that the LM curve is steeper than the IS curve. So assuming we go for a fiscal policy, so we want to increase the income level, so we are going for an expansionary fiscal policy. So the IS curve will shift to the right. Now, this will be the new equilibrium point. Look at the change in income from Y to YS FP. It's just by a very small margin. But if you compare, if we go for a monetary policy, when we increase money supply, the LM curve will shift from this to LM prime. And this will be the new equilibrium point with equilibrium income YMP. So comparing the two, you see that when the LM curve is steeper than the IS curve, then monetary policy will be more effective, because embarking on a monetary policy, you have a larger increase in income than when you embark on a fiscal policy. And then in the case where IS curve is steeper than the LM curve, this is our initial equilibrium point, okay, at this point. Now, this is our IS, this is our LM curve. So if we embark on a monetary policy, then money supply, assuming an increase in money supply, the LM curve will shift downward. So this will be the new equilibrium point. So income will move from Y to YMP. Let's check the change here. Now, instead, if we go for fiscal policy, then the IS curve will shift from IS to IS prime. And this will be our equilibrium point with equilibrium income YFP. So comparing these two, you will see that the fiscal policy is rather more effective because the increase in income is way larger than the one that we had from the monetary policy. So when the IS curve is steeper than the LM curve, then we rather go for a fiscal policy because that one becomes more effective. That one becomes more effective. So this is just a summary of the relative effectiveness of the two policies. Okay, so for a monetary policy, when the IS curve is steep, monetary policy is ineffective. But when the LM curve is steep, it makes monetary policy more effective. Okay, more effective. And then for fiscal policy too, when the IS curve is steep, it makes fiscal policy more effective. And then when the LM curve is steep, it makes it less effective. In other words, ineffective. Okay. Right, for the algebra, we'll look at that one later. We'll do the algebra later. All right.